What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Gears Unlimited. Happy New Year's. Hey, I know it's been a while since you've seen my beautiful face, but it's a lot of things that has happened since then, and I'm ready to dive into all the action, so strap yourself in. We got a good episode for you. All right, guys, it's been a while since our last episode of Gears Unlimited, but don't worry about it because this is gonna be the one in which we get you guys caught up. We'll be talking about the Fall Pro League quarter, Gears San Diego, our most recently announced major dates, as well as the newest members of the Pro League. We got Lucy May in the building as well to help me cover all the topics. So you don't want to miss out. We're about to hop right into it. The one, the only, it's Lucy May. Girl, come on over here to Gears Unlimited. Welcome to the show. Give me some love.
We're in there.
My favorite desk host.
Oh, thanks. You're only desk host.
We're rocking the red and black today,
Gears.
with your Kansas City Chief joggers.
Oh, shoot.
Spoiler alert, is that going to be our Super Bowl champion?
100%. What do you guys think? Drop it in the comments.
Ooh, maybe. We got an awesome episode today. We're going to be talking about our Pro League teams, who's in, who's out, what changes was made there, and our dates for the next majors as well. But before we hop into that, let the folks at home know who is Lucy May or Lisa May Lambert, however they may know you.
I know, right? And I get that a lot where they're like, why do you have two names? But it's like Lucy May's my gamer tag. It just happens to sound like a real name.
Same initials too for both, L and M.
Right, exactly. And also, my community is Lipstick Mafia, so that's also LM. I didn't do it on purpose though.
Really? Because that sounds like some
I know.
very intricate branding. But yeah, you came along in Gears too.
Well, this is why it's a funny story, because Gears, originally it was because it was to impress a boy, right? It was his favorite game, and I would just try to really hold my own, but that was why the real dedication to getting good at it was, I need to be good so I can impress this boy.
And that's how I think it starts with a lot of us Gears players. We hop on the game, we realize that it's something completely different than we've ever played before. We get our butts kicked a few times, and then next thing you know, we wake up one day, it was like, nope, I'm hopping back on.
Once Gears 3 came, I think that kind of jived a little bit better for me, and just all in from there.
And all in from there. And now today we got you as our desk host for the season, and so we love to have you.
Oh, thanks.
Appreciate you. Gears fam all day.
Hearts everywhere. I want to see you do this. Yes!
We out
all
here.
Right.
Can we combine it together?
Oh, yes. I like it.
Boom, teamwork makes the dream work.
That's
we
right.
out here. I want to make sure that we update all our Gears fans on everything that has happened up until this point. What happened in the fall quarter? What happened in San Diego? Where are we today? Who is going to be playing in a Pro League on Sunday? So before going into San Diego, we had our very first Pro League for Gears 5, something that we haven't had in a long time since Gears UE. But you know, we had two divisions for North America. We had a division for LATAM, and we also had the European division as well. How did you enjoy that?
It was really interesting. I mean, you know, if you guys have been watching since the beginning, the rules had shifted from the 7 rounds, which everyone's used to seeing, had used to seeing in Gears 4, and they finally got that 5-round, first to 5, which really, I think, elevated the gameplay in my opinion. It changed up strategies, and so to be able to see that and how it was implemented by these pro teams, just more action-packed. I think they just got in there, and viewers loved it. I loved it.
You know, some of my favorite highlights of the Pro League was, most importantly, watching Reciprocity and NRG battle it out in North American Alpha, seeing Mazer be as dominant as they was in Division Bravo. Also on the flip end, Regal Reserve, you know, in the Pro League, you know, they kind of started off hot. EU's finest won out on top, but you know, we got the chance to see that matchup in San Diego, which we'll talk about later. On the flip end, you know, you had Astral perform so well in the Latin American region, and Ghost Gaming started off slow. It was nice to see each region grow and be able to, you know, get that experience on their own.
Yeah, I know. It's Gears action. A lot of Gears action.
Well, what you got there?
It's my friend.
Gears
action.
Actually, I like this pillow.
Yeah.
I need one of these for the house, actually.
GA. Gears action.
What's your favorite fall quarter Pro League moment, if you had to name one?
My favorite Pro League fall quarter moment. I remember Rated R being the underdogs. I think they were going up against EU's finest.
Yeah, the first week. And they came out and they smacked them.
Yeah.
They smacked them, and it was something that we didn't expect because Rated R was just such a new team. And, you know, especially when it came down to, you know, all 16 of the Pro League teams. It was just more so, okay, who's the new guys here? Who's gonna make a name for themselves? Yada yada. And EU's finest was so dominant in that region leading up to that point. So to see them get smacked on that first week was something we did not expect. But in due time, it did kind of balance itself out.
Yeah, well, for me, you know, learning the European region, that was all news. Everyone had a clean slate in my books. And when I saw that, I thought, dang, Rated R coming in hot.
Yeah, coming in hot. Week 1, get it in. Rated R, they got the European Pro League off to a hot start, beating EU's finest. But you know what happened to them after that?
What?
Body.
Oh, dang.
Did y'all get it? Carl Goldman, body.
Because you know when you die, no? Did you get it? If you didn't get it, get to knowing.
Get to know it.
GA.
But, you know, now transitioning over towards San Diego. Now, when it comes down to San Diego, this was our first Gears 5 major of the year, the first event, the one that we was all waiting for. If you guys been living on a rock and you don't know who won San Diego, you ready for it? 1, 2, 3, Team Reciprocity.
So I thought you were gonna say Rec.
I said
that. You said team. I mean, who says Team Reciprocity?
But that's like the official name.
But okay.
But you're right, but don't worry. In that moment, like the split second up into it, I was like, is it Reciprocity? I don't know what she's gonna do, but it was a great event, you know, especially from a fan's perspective. We had a lot of exciting games to watch. If you showed up to the venue, it was something to do every single day. Rather, if it was playing in an open bracket on Friday and then playing some 2v2 that night, then the next day you had 2v2 Astro battles on Saturday, and then on Sunday, you had the free-for-all tournament. So if you got knocked out on Friday, there was money to be made and Gears to be played every single day after that, as well as the best players in the world playing in our championship bracket, which was a spicy one. And before we hop into that one, I do want to say shout out to Oxygen Supremacy, Parallax Glory, and Tactical Extreme Killers. Those were our 4 open bracket teams who went undefeated and came from the winner's side to shake some things up. We had a team come over from Brazil, Tactical Extreme Killers, and shake it up. I was happy for those boys.
Yeah, and just to clarify for everyone, it was the Swiss style, right? And you're saying they made it out of there, or no, those are the pro teams. So they made it out of open brackets into the champ bracket.
Yep, and we had 8 teams come out of our open bracket and go into our Swiss bracket as well, which at that point, it was a single elimination bracket. So you could not lose whatsoever in this tournament. And that's another reason why I gave a shout out to those 4 teams, because they only lost once. You know, I want to say, yeah, they only lost once because they came out of that winner's side of the bracket. But yeah, so those 8 teams, they came and they joined our Pro League teams, the other 16 that we talked about before. And then from there, it was just spicy. It was just spicy.
Super spicy. I know, you're taking my word. That was our San Diego word, spicy.
And the vibes.
Yeah.
Spicy vibes.
Spicy
Hashtags
vibes.
out there. Okay, let me get some spicy vibes in the YouTube comments if you watched it this point.
Yeah, or tweeted at Guy Blaze.
There we go.
Yeah, but that was really interesting. One of my notable moments, really, and I think for a lot of people, was the fact that we saw NRG go early. We saw Ghost Gaming go early. That surprised a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think we got to talk about that. We just got to dive into the whole NRG going early.
I gotta come to that.
Yeah. No, NRG leading up to this was the Optic Gaming Dynasty. And if you've been watching Gears 5, you know that these boys won about 20 tournaments out of 22 throughout Gears 4. And going into the first tournament of Gears 5, they were all looking to make history.
Yeah.
And then they fell short. They took a loss early to Ghost Gaming and then later lost to Mazer in getting a 7th to 8th finish. That surprised me, and I'm pretty sure it probably surprised you as well.
Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, and that opened up a lot of doors for newer teams to come up, rise up, and be able to have that opportunity to take that first place. Unfortunately, Reciprocity still dominant. They were still up in there, and they were just like, I mean, you can try. And that's the thing, they've been kind of like that ever since during Pro League. They were just like, think what you want, we're gonna go to San Diego and we're gonna dominate, and they did it.
And that's why I love the Reciprocity roster. You got Powers, one of the most pure slayers I've ever seen in my life. Franchise, been in the game since 2007. One of the best in-game leaders and marksmen I've had a chance of playing against in my career. You got Icy rising up to the challenge in Gears 3, starting his dynasty from that point. He was a part of that Optic Gaming dynasty, as well as Kenny Bounce also. And you know, those guys, Kenny, he is the first Gears player to win in 4 different titles. Gears 3, UE, 4, and 5. That is wild.
I mean, and it's great because he's had, you know, his road is a unique one as well, as with a lot of Gears players in general. And so, you know, bringing that back, hashtag better with Kenny.
Exactly. And then you got to give a big shout out to the other duo, Fatal Strike and Rushies there in the mix. You know, we saw them win with Ghost Gaming and Gears of War 4 together. And Rushies, you know, we got a chance to see him in the early days of Gears UE start to make his Gears of War career and rise up the ranks. And to be able to watch him in the way that he's matured, and you can see it in his play style as well. He has a lot more patience, but he can turn up and make plays for you when you need to. And then Fatal Strike in the background, just helping lead the troops.
Yeah, as the coach. And so that's what's going to be really interesting about this winter quarter is Reciprocity holding on to their top spot, but NRG coming back with the red in their eyes.
You know, and they're looking for blood.
Yeah.
You know, they got a lot of criticism the last time they lost, which was Vegas, and I believe that event was in 2017, maybe 2018. It was a UGC event, and they lost that event, and they lost it to Ghost, kind of a mixture of that roster, and then they made a roster change. They dropped Kenny, they dropped Icy, who won the event, and then from that point on, they still remained dominant. And they stayed dominant for a while there as well. Since they didn't make this roster change, they said, we're sticking together, we're not doing that again, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna get our crown, and we're not gonna drop it again.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So you guys definitely stay tuned, because as Guy was saying, that's gonna be starting up very, very soon.
Yep, exactly. Yep, winter quarter is gonna be starting up soon. Some of the other moments that I wanna talk about San Diego is that when it came down to our international teams and their performances, I was happy that in our Switch stage, we had one matchup that we got blessed with, and it was Regal Reserve versus EU's Finest. And we got to see the #1 and #2 European squads play against each other, only to determine who was the best in the region. And on that day, it was Regal Reserve to hold the crown in the European region to kick off the Pro League on Monday for those guys.
Yeah, we had some great games in San Diego. So I think that really sets that up, not only because everyone's thirsty for what's gonna happen now at our next land, but the next land happens to be Mexico City.
Woo! And at that point, you can kind of use that to segue into your LATAM teams, right?
Yeah.
And their performances. And I'm happy you brought that up, because it was one team who almost made history and walked away with the trophy in the first one for the LATAM region, and you didn't expect them to do it, and that was Astral. They look so good all weekend long.
Yeah.
They go into your finals against Reciprocity, and they go up 2-0 in a best-of-5 series for this single elimination tournament, one map away from taking it. But what happened?
Oh, I mean, they did the whole weekend was reverse sweeping every single person. You thought that they were down because they didn't have a single map. But it was like that's all Reciprocity needed, was just that much fire to fuel and then take it in for the clean sweep for the win.
And they did such a great job building up that fire, taking map 3, taking map 4. We went to our epic map 5, and it was a moment in there where Reciprocity was up about 2-3 rounds, and then it gets tied by Estro, and then you have a maximum of 3 rounds left in this one of the most amazing tournaments that we've had a chance of watching in a while. And Reciprocity closes it out, and they put the cherry on top of that win, and they let it be known that, hey, we're here to play, and we are the Rec Pack for a reason.
Would that have been the first non-NA champion for any Gears?
Yeah. That would have been the first. That would have been the first non-NA champion, and they were so close to doing it. So, but now you go into Mexico City, and I've always said that Mexico City is like the Super Bowl of Gears esports. Okay, especially after these last 3 years that we've been there, it's been getting bigger and bigger. More fans have came out, and now since we've had the integration of the Pro League into the circuit, you've seen a LATAM region grow and become so talented. And even in their Challenger series, they have about over 100 teams that play in that every Sunday.
That's gonna be fantastic, because as you said, I mean, Astral was so close to winning. I mean, they could have won. They were valiant opponents for Reciprocity, but maybe it's that home field advantage now, right? We're gonna see some Ghost Gaming and Astral coming in hot.
Speaking of Mexico City, we talked about earlier is that we got some dates that we wanna let you guys know if you don't know them. Mexico City is gonna be March 6th, 7th through the 8th. And then right after that in May, we have our Texas Major, and that's gonna be May 8th through the 10th. So those are our next majors coming up. Make sure you lock those dates in, book them. If you can make it to Mexico City, you definitely don't wanna miss out on that one. You know, they're always some of the best Gears of War events. The food too as well.
Yeah.
Get some great, authentic Mexican style cuisine. That is fire.
Yo, you got that lip up. You're just like,
I'm just thinking about it right now because it's always an experience when we go. And I always go eat with like the same crew as well. We got our little spot and we don't shy away from it because it's that top notch as well.
All right.
And then so you know, after that, our Texas Major. So that's gonna be good. But we need to talk about who are our new Pro League teams and who are going to be the guys fighting for seeding and fighting for that glory going into Mexico.
Yeah, because we had the bottom 4 teams of each grouping, if you will, and I say that because NA has 2 groups. The bottom placement 4th team had to fight for their spot to get back into the Pro League.
Yes.
That just happened. The relegations happened. Completed. We have our new 4 teams. And Blaze, who are they?
Drum roll, please. In the North America division, you got Goated. In North America Bravo, you got Oxygen Supremacy. Now, in the European region, Obey Alliance, they were out, but they're back in, all right? And then in the LATAM region, EGYX, they're out of there, but 3 of the players of that roster stayed together. You had Nero, Toxic, and Shockwave.
All right, so we got the Pro Leagues locked, set and ready to go for the winter
Locked and ready to go this Sunday.
Locked and loaded. All right, how do you think everyone's gonna fare?
You take a look at North American Alpha first. You got Reciprocity, your first place winner of San Diego. NRG, top 8 finisher. Rise Nation, top 16 finisher. And then lastly, Goated, your new and rising rising stars of the Gears 5 Pro Circuit. And we didn't see if they placed at San Diego. I don't know if they placed. They didn't make it into this top 16. So this is like our Cinderella team there. So I'm looking to see how those guys are going to be able to shake it up. But I'm also looking to see Rise Nation and NRG to have these bounce back performances because we expected a lot more out of both these rosters. And especially NRG being the champions and Rise Nation, nobody considers them a top 16 team. You know, if anything, top 8 at minimum. You expected to see them up there. So, but I'm curious to see how this group is going to stack up. But you know, we're going to find out over these next 6 weeks going into Mexico. But this is going to be my favorite one to watch.
Yeah, Goated's got a lot on their plate coming into a very, very stacked group.
Yeah, and then you know, but we felt the same way about Free Burger as well. Where it's just like this is a stacked group. Like, you know, it's not much to lose here, you know? And on the flip end, Goated, this is gonna be a group in which they get to play against 3 of the best teams in the world, and I cannot wait to see how they grow after that 6-week experience.
Because that'll definitely make you better, for sure, 100%. You wanna play teams that are pressing you up against the walls and making you work to your limits.
Making you work. Okay, work on that breathing, so much pressure coming at you, all right? Now, on the flip end, you got the Bravo division. Now, Mazer and Hive both in there and both finishing top 4 in San Diego. You also got Oxygen Supremacy, which is gonna be a top 16 finishing team and our newest team in that division. And then you got Patience, which was formerly of Simplicity. So now that group is, when we saw them in the fall quarter, it was evenly matched. But I will like to say, Mazer and Hive both made me super proud when it came down to San Diego. Mazer, they had so much growth starting off in Gears 5 and coming from Gears 4, and to see their performance, they was the team that eliminated NRG on Championship Sunday, which was something that was gonna be difficult no matter if NRG had lost to Ghost. We knew that you never see those boys lose twice in a tournament like that. They lose once, they come back, and they start firing off. We watched them in Mexico. They lost in the winners finals, and you could not touch them a map after that. So we expected the same performance, and they brought the same energy, but Mazer, they was ready for it. Yeah. Sneak, Morty, They wasn't having it.
They definitely brought it for sure. They were first in their division going into San Diego. And now here they have Oxygen Supremacy, who we did see come out of the open bracket into the champs to be able to play. And now here they are in the Pro League. They weren't in the Pro League for the last quarter.
They were close to in the last quarter. They was close to making it. This has been a roster that has been full of talented players, and they've had some close opportunities. Even back in the day, we saw them on Fight Nights and towards the later series of 2Ks back in Gears 4. But now, these boys finally get the stage to show us every week what they're about.
What is it about Oxygen Supremacy that makes them so fire?
You know what? Honestly, it's teamwork.
Yeah.
It's teamwork, you know, because when you're at that stage and you're on the grind, right? It's very few players that you feel like that can play up to that level to make it to pro, right? And these group of guys, they found each other early on, and they say, hey, these are the pieces to the puzzle, and this is what we want to work with. We have fun playing with you guys. They have fun playing with each other, and they've stuck it out, and we've watched them grow for a very long time. That roster pretty much having the same core, even regardless of what org that they were under.
Okay, you said they stuck it out, same core since Gears 4. Is that what you mean?
For the most part, yes.
Yeah? All right.
And so, I'm super excited to see how they're going to perform, but they're super talented. You know, Lanarchy, Abolix, Jerry's, like, you got to be watching out for them. So, hey, we'll see. If it's any division in which I feel like they're evenly matched up against, it's going to be Division B, right? So I'm looking forward to their matches against Hive and Mazer. Now, our LATAM division, this is going to be a good one because you got your second place runner-up in Astral. You got another top 8 finish in Ghost Gaming. Definitely a top 16 finish in Fire and Ice. And then now you got the newest squad, Unstoppables. We talked about before how it had 3 of the players from EGYX. That was Neurotoxic and Shockwave. They got rid of Exploits and Quijiz and added Gary and Adershow to their roster. So I'm curious to see how the 2 new additions are gonna play out into it, as well as, you know, how they want to compete against the rest of the teams, because they were doing good. They started off hot in that Pro League, but then they fell off by the wayside and they finished in last place. So they got a long way to climb, but with 2 new members, they can get some stuff done.
And be unstoppable.
Yeah, and try to be unstoppable in the league. But the team that is probably going to be unstoppable in that division is Astral.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Ghost is going to be better than them, to be honest with you. And Ghost was the rock stars. I call them the Beatles of LATAM Gears, you know? New school is Astral. And I believe that they are the team to beat. You only get better. As a player, even in a grand finals, you lost to a reverse sweep, it sucks, but you only get better after that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right? We saw Rec win.
Yeah.
We watched it happen to them once before, and they got better after that reverse, after that sweep. So
don't count Ghost Gaming out, though, I'm going to say.
Okay.
You know, I think they, like you said, they learned from San Diego, and they're going to be taking that fire back into the Pro League for the winter quarter, and you know, they're gonna be like, oh, Astral, you think you're gonna try to take this top spot? You got another thing coming.
So now moving on to our European division, and that is going to be EU's Finest, Regal Reserve, Rated R, and Obey Alliance again. Obey Alliance got relegated out. They changed 2 of their players, got rid of Warrior Guns and Demonics, and they brought in the J Boys of Ashes J and J Rage, your second place finishers of the 2v2 Nasher battle in San Diego. So first off, I'm happy for those J Boys to be up in the Pro League once again because they're very talented. We've seen J Rage on EU's Finest back in Gears 4, but regardless of the fact, Regal Reserve is the team to beat in that division. EU's Finest, they were the threats, but we're gonna see how they operate in the first few weeks of Pro League. I think Regal Reserve is the best. We'll see if Obey and Radar can shake some stuff up.
I mean, Obey also, I believe, got a new coach, and that's what a lot of their success is attributed to a little bit, in that he's given a little more guidance on chemistry for the team, and then 2 new players have also been better fit for the rest of the squad. And there was even word that they've been performing better against the NA teams as well. And that's kind of, I think, how people typically gauge their performance is against the NA teams, as they've been typically dominant in Gears in general. So if you can go head to head with an NA team and potentially upset that in one of those teams, you got something coming.
You touched on something great, the coaches, okay? EU's Finest, they got a great one. As we know now, Obey has a great one as well. And coming off an event like San Diego, the coaches have so much information to work with to get these teams prepared going into whatever their next tournament is going to be. Folks, our LATAM and European Pro Leagues, they start on Mondays, okay? Our North American Pro Leagues are on Sundays, so make sure you are tuning in to that one. Twitch.tv/Gears of War. They both will be broadcasted on there, or live.gearsofwar.com. So, Sunday, the Pro League officially starts and we're heading into week number 1. You excited?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Really excited because we're coming off the heels of San Diego. I feel like that was kind of just the launching pad for this new season. I mean, you want to say that maybe the first week of fall quarter was the launching pad, but I really think San Diego set the tone, and now we've got Mexico City on the horizon, and everyone's just fired up.
And after all the great games that we had in San Diego, we can only hope for some more over the next 6 weeks of the Pro League leading into the Super Bowl of Gears, Mexico City. One thing that I want us to do, and we do it on all the shows, you know, well, we don't do it on every show, but, you know, before we've done the Astro battles, we've done 1v1s, we've played some Gears, right? And so I want to play some Gears with you, and I want us to play some 2v2.
Okay.
And I need to see, can you carry me?
Oh, you're going to be carrying
Because
me.
that's what I need you to do, because being the desk host, sometimes you gotta be a hard carry.
Oh, true, okay.
All right?
All right.
And I'm not what I used to be. So we're gonna hop into these 2v2 matches and we're gonna see what your carry game is like, okay?
Okay.
And we're gonna see how what's our teamwork like as well, because we need to build that chemistry up, you feel me?
That team bond. I mean,
All right.
is it enough?
Let's get it. You know, hey, symbol of peace, as we know.
Oh my God, but this, feel mine guy.
Woo!
It's so big! Oh my goodness, it hurt, didn't it?
Shoo.
Spicy.
Yeah, I didn't even go.
Oh gosh, what is this?
Oh my God, they got clear tags, yo.
Oh no.
Lucy, this is real. Do I get, okay, hold up. I might have to take off my jewelry halfway through.
Yeah, yeah. I
Our skin
kind of mentioned that. I don't know if you caught it earlier. I'm playing on a mouse and keyboard. Oh God, what is this even? I don't even know. Oh God.
Be patient. He's one shot.
Is he dead? Oh, he's on the.
No, he's up. 1v1.
I'm shaking. Why am I shaking?
You're good. He's gonna push
If
you.
I push this, he's gonna be
Nah,
able to stand
that's
up.
okay. He has the clan tag. He pushes you. Bro, is he not doing this?
You know what? Screw it. I'm going.
Go. Yeah, go for it.
Go
You
low.
about that life. Gears fam, all day, every day.
I'm trying to bait him out.
He's so scared. Let's go! That's what
baby!
I'm fucking talking about!
What? You're dead. Oh my God.
You okay? Don't get antsy.
It's there.
Ooh! I didn't even have to do nothing. Yo,
Oh.
I'm about to push this guy on the left and force him out, okay? I'm about to push the guy in the box.
Oh, he is. He's pushing. Okay, now they're both on box. Okay, you wanna flank? What's up?
Nah, I'm about
Like,
to
you
push
go
right here. I hit him. I'm going in.
Okay, pushing.
Hit your guy.
Got mine.
Got mine.
Oh, there we go.
Good job. That was good. Good push. Good push coordinated out here. Got one.
Sorry.
Took one to the grave. Let's go.
Where's the other one? Where's the other?
I killed him. I
Oh, you
traded.
got one.
I traded. All right, I'm
reloading.
here. I'm behind you. I'm here. Okay. I'm back in the fight.
Whoa, he backed. Why didn't I miss him? Oh.
Oh, I had this fucking dude down.
Yeah.
They got it. They won.
Oh yeah, we were gonna go until we lost. Now we're like, oh.
Now we just gonna, you know what? We thought we was gonna go for a while until we lost. Now this is gonna come down until we win one. If one of us die.
Oh, he's on me. Oh my God. That's so weird. Whoa, why are you dead? What? That was so weird.
Yeah, they gonna run at us on a wall. You see him?
Left side. Yeah, get it.
That's what I'm talking about. He's terrified of you. And you just go show him who Lucy May is. What Lucy May all about? What is Lucy May all about? Uh-oh.
Okay, he's down one.
Clean.
Wasn't ready.
Carry on.
Lucy! We're gonna be called the Ricardos after this.
Okay, that's one. Oh my God.
Ooh! That's how we learn from our mistakes.
That's what you do. Yeah, we got the pro plays. You make a mistake, you learn from it, and come back stronger.
It ain't about how you start, it's about how you finish, right?
There we go.
And you know, as we're always preaching to our players in Gears, that it's not about the amount of reps you get, it's about the quality of the reps you get. All right? Not just practice, but perfect practice. It makes a difference. And you know what? When you train with intent, the results show, as you see. This Saturday, Mixer matchups are back. It's a Gears 5 5v5 showdown tournament at your local Microsoft store. So make sure you check it out and see if they're gonna be hosting it and go play. Me and Fallout will be casting it this Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So go out there with your boys and maybe we'll get a chance to cast your games. Now, on Sunday, our Gears North American Pro League starts back up and we get to see some of the best teams in the world since post San Diego, and we get to see what type of adjustments have they made over the offseason. And lastly, our International Pro League start on Monday. Go check out the hottest team in the European region and the hottest teams in the Latin American region as well. We got a chance to talk Gears, we got a chance to play Gears, work on our teamwork.
Get it.
But man, it's been fun. Give me some love. I appreciate you having you on the show. Folks, Pro League Live this Sunday. Don't want to miss it. I'll see you guys next time.